Good morning. This is going to be one of my in the kitchen videos where I'll just work in the kitchen and share with you some of my thoughts and things that I do with food, trying to eat healthy, use up what's available, separate fuels if I can because of my Trim Healthy Mama life, and being mindful of what all of this does to my glucose, because I live according to the numbers on my glucose meter, trying to be as healthy as possible. I'm not coming to you from my kitchen, I'm coming to you from our oldest child's kitchen. I'm here spending 3 weeks helping out her family, and I've been here a week now. I got here last Monday and today is Tuesday. I have the house to myself this morning because my granddaughter is at a little preschool program. So while I'm alone, I'm going to be working in the kitchen where I won't be in anyone's way, and I'm going to look through the refrigerator and pull out stuff that needs to be cooked and just make sure food's being used up and not wasted. And in the background, you can hear that I've got some laundry going. I travel very lightly. I put in basically 3 changes of clothing, and I have to wash clothing every day. And basically, I wear one thing one day, wash it the next day, wear the new outfit, wash that, and I hardly even touch the third outfit. So I'm just rotating through the same outfit over and over again, which is easy to do when I wear all black. It all's the same. So that load is ready to go in the dryer. I'll do the switch, and then I'll show you some cranberry jello that I made. I found some bags of fresh cranberries in the refrigerator. There's still fresh cranberries in the refrigerator, but I cooked up 2 of them with some cinnamon sticks, and after they were cooked up, I used some allulose to sweeten the mixture. I blended it in the Vitamix, which is actually, you can see upside down here draining. I blended the mixture with the Vitamix, and then I put it in a pan to chill. So I'm about to cut this into cubes and put it in a storage container. I used a lot of gelatin because I wanted Jello squares, not just, well, I wanted a really stiff gelatin, almost like cranberry candy squares. So I'll see how it went, and if it's not stiff enough, then I can just remelt it and add more gelatin. So time to tell how it came out. It's not feeling as stiff as I might like. Let's see if I can pull out a piece. Let me get a different utensil here. Okay, I've got a fork. Well, I suppose it's like Jello, but it's not as stiff as I would like. That's too mushy. Taste is good. Sweetness level's good. Cinnamon level's good. But I want it much stiffer in gelling. So for that 9 by 13 pan, I used one of these boxes of 4 envelopes. This is not the gelatin I would like to use, but it's what I have on hand. Actually, my daughter's ordering me some healthy beef gelatin stuff. But I have this, and so I'm going to use this. And I'll show you, I'll just dump that stuff back into a pot and melt it again. There's a very small amount of water in this pot. It's not even a cup. It might be half a cup, if it's that. And I've cut off the tops of these 4 envelopes. And now I'm just going to dust this across the surface of the liquid and let it absorb and bloom a little bit. And then I'll heat it up and get it dissolved. Okay, this is good enough. And I'll turn on the heat. Kind of a medium. And wow. Look at that, it got stiff. Okay, well, the heat will melt this. And once this is melted, and here it goes, it's already starting. The heat will melt this. And then I can add in the Jell-O I've already made and increase the stiffness of it. I want more of like a Jell-O block cube. I know it's not going to be a candy. I said the word candy before in the video, but I want it chewier, denser, like more gummy consistency. So once this is clear, I know that I can consider it dissolved and cooked, and I can put the Jell-O in, the stuff that's already made in, and melt it all together and let it set up again. Okay, almost clear. Sometimes when I'm working with gelatin to make gummies, it looks like it's applesauce when it first gets started, but the heat will make it melt and go clear. Okay, well, I'll show you in a second. You don't need to sit through this whole thing. It's still on the foamy side, but I guess this is as far as it's going to go. And now I'm going to put the Jell-O in, the cranberry stuff that's already made in. Okay, now I'm going to melt this down, and once it's melted, I'll just pour it back into the same dish and let it set up again. See if I can't get a stiffer gummy product that I want. Doesn't take long for this to melt down, and I'm glad that it's forgiving. I could have eaten it the way it was, but I just want something chewier. Besides, I'm happy to use up that gelatin and then have the healthier version to use when that gets here. I use gelatin, I use collagen. Both of those are things I use to supplement my diet. As a matter of fact, I will link a video teaching that I was just listening to this morning about gelatin and collagen and the benefit to our bodies that those two things are. I mean, we have our own, but as we age, we could use a little help in that department. So you get the idea that this is going to melt down and I can pour it back in. So that's all I need to show you of this part. Okay, next thing. My daughter had a couple bags of these cremini mushrooms in the fridge, and so I saw that they needed to be cooked up. Let me show you what I did with those. We are out in her backyard, and this is where the mushrooms have been sitting the last couple of hours, sunning the mushrooms to increase the vitamin D. I will put some information in the description box about sunning your mushrooms. Now we're back in the kitchen, and I'm going to put the mushrooms into the food processor and pulse them up into tiny little pieces, because I'm going to use the hack your ground beef trick, which I will also put a link in the description box about that. Here we go, ready to zing. Doesn't take much. I'll probably stir them and then check them one more time. Okay, that's enough. So the mushrooms have been sunned. They have been zinged up in the food processor, so they're little tiny pieces. You'll never even know that they're in the ground beef. 2 pounds of ground beef is in this pot here. I'll show you in a second. I put in some fresh pressed garlic, some yellow onion and red onion. That's what was available here. Red onion got used along with the yellow onion. Some celery that needed to be cooked up, so perfect timing on that. What I'm making is the Trim Healthy Mama Slim Sloppy Joes, and I'm going to be serving that mixture over baked sweet potatoes, which is my favorite way to have it. The thing that I'm missing for the Slim Sloppy Joes is green pepper. But I will double check the vegetable bin one more time just to make sure I didn't miss one. Nope, I checked. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the pot. That's my very full pot of 2 pounds of ground beef, the celery, onion, 2 big onions, 1 yellow, 1 red, probably 6 or so, maybe 8 garlic cloves, and the 2 bags of mushrooms that were zinged up in the food processor. So now I'm going to turn on the heat. I've got it on a medium high and I will start cooking, but I won't make you sit through all the cooking. Yep, I have a very full pot here, so I gotta stir carefully. But basically, I just want to get the ground beef all cooked up, and the vegetables will soften in the process. And the mushrooms that are in here, no one but me will know they're here. And so they add nutrition. They didn't get wasted. One thing I do with mushrooms, if I know I'm not going to get to cook them up and they're going to sit there and go slimy, I throw the bag of mushrooms into the freezer. They freeze well, and then from there I can just cook them in a skillet and we can still enjoy the mushrooms without them being wasted. Over the past couple years, I've figured out things like that, to throw my greens, like lettuce and stuff, in the freezer before it gets slimy. Now, obviously, you can't make a nice fresh salad out of frozen lettuce, but you can blend that lettuce up into a greens drink. I'll put a recipe in the description box about a drink called Earth Milk. So I'm not going to be alone here anymore. I'm turning the camera off because yes, sweetheart, I hear the granddaughter coming on in. It's cooking down nicely here. When everything is done, I will be adding in the other ingredients, and the recipe will be shared in the description box of this video. I just checked the fridge again, and I remembered seeing these peppers in there. They're obviously wrinkly, shriveled, and we're gonna save them and make use of them in the Slim Sloppy Joe. Even though we don't have green peppers, we can use colored peppers. There, now we have more nutrition in here. These are some of the ingredients that I will be adding to the pot. Okay, I consider that done, and now I'm going to take a break and eat. I'm going to serve this on top of a baked sweet potato. I like the combination of the tangy Sloppy Joe and the sweet of the sweet potato. And there it is, served up on a sweet potato. That's a Japanese sweet potato, so the flesh inside is more pale yellow cream than it is orange. And this, I have no idea how this is going to taste. Cacao jalapeno. It is carbonated water, organic cacao nibs, hops, red jalapeno, citric acid. So, whatever. I found it. I'm going to give it a try. Whoa. Okay. It's not going to bubble too much. So, this is my main meal for the day. I will take a sip of this on camera and let you know what I think. For real. Okay, here goes. I taste the chocolate. Jalapeno. Doesn't strike me as jalapeno-ish. Anyway, something to drink. It's fizzy. Now to sit down and enjoy my food. The heat. Now I feel the heat. Not bad. Warm. Now to the meal. So I've got the Slim Sloppy Joes on the Japanese sweet potato, and that is a cranberry orange relish that I made up with some of the cranberries that needed to be used. And then over here we have, those are the edamame soybeans. I found those in the freezer and thawed them out. And of course we have the funky drink, whatever this is, cacao jalapeno. So I'm going to enjoy my feast. My fasting and feasting life continues on. Been doing this for 4 years now.